I'm going to be going over the Chinese space satellite program today, and that is what Xi Jinping has put into outer space while we've had Jackwagon Joe at the helm, and it does not look good for you and I. In fact, I'm going to go over the clone satellite, the claw satellite, and a lot of other things out there so that you can understand things do not look good for the United States of America. We have neglected outer space, and this new war is not just vaccines, this new war is also claw satellites, clone satellites, microwave radiation, CubeSats, and we wouldn't even known about it unless Putin didn't do what he did on accident, but yet he basically shot Iskandar into outer space, and that made a lot of stuff happen. So I'm just seeing if we're actually streaming. If people could let me know, just please let me know and chime on in there because I can't really tell at this point. Are we streaming? Okay, so they have mapped topographically everything that we have. And when they've mapped this, we didn't know why, but it's all for war. And these CubeSats are basically the size of microwave ovens. And with them, they've attached it with an artificial intelligence. Now, with this artificial intelligence, they can basically zap our brains. And we wouldn't have known about that unless Putin didn't use Iskandar to hit one of his own satellites down. But when he did, it lit up the sky, and it took down a lot of Xi Jinping's CubeSats that then started getting vaporized in the sky, and a lot of people thought those were UFOs. So I'm going to go over in great detail, but again, remember the green satellites and the lasers we saw over Hawaii? Well, they were spotted by the Suzuki and the Japanese telescopes, but that was actually the Chinese doing extensive topographical laser details over Hawaii, and you could make your own conclusions on direct energy weapons and fires and know that China might be a culprit, but this is something that we need to know about. Okay, and we need to protect ourselves in a new way, even the roofs of our houses, because Xi Jinping and Jackwagon Joe are in bed together. No matter how you slice it or dice it, we found the money trail. And the victims are the people of the United States of America and every scientist of the world because they enabled this crap. Now, so Xi Jinping every few days has been letting up this type of laser and these type of satellites. But these are things that you know about. What you don't know is the claw satellite and the bomb satellite. And I've got to let you understand that it's just been, it's shocking that our government hasn't gone over this in detail as far as how unsecure we are here at home. And what the Chinese media is saying, how they plan on giving us all of our homes and just coming here and removing bodies because they have technology that great. Well, is it the cold, the virus, or a microwave space box from outer space connected to artificial intelligence? That's the story that you're about to see. You're about to see also the biggest threat to our military. So this claw satellite is very real that you've been seeing, and the first people that they hit off was Australia. And they wanted to test another country to see if they could pull over this by messing with their satellites, putting a clone in, and they did. Now, they invented this technology, actually, so that they could get their satellites that junked out, go figure, because everything from China dies, and grab their satellites so that they could move it then to the cemetery for satellites. Now, that's why China claimed they invented this. However, then we caught them attaching this and moving other satellites from other countries like Australia, and now probably our own, and we don't have enough eyes out in outer space. That's why Trump wanted to do the Space Force, which was then pretty much smashed by Jackwagon Joe, and he's left us unprotected in outer space, and direct energy weapons are part of this intelligence that you're going to be seeing. So all these are direct energy weapons. Now, they're using these things, and they're able to basically then use a computer system with topographical GPS and nail us then with microwave radiation and stuff that's really not too good for human health. And so they have basically an entire couple of space stations. They've ejaculated then 35 to 38,000 CubeSats. Now, we wouldn't have known about this unless Putin didn't shoot something out of space. This is a bomb. Now, this is a bomb satellite that they have that goes into the after thrusters of our own satellites. And it perfectly fits in there because we've let them know our technology, and then we think that our satellite has somehow died when it didn't die, trying to put a bomb in it that specifically short-circuited our satellite. Okay, so under Jackwagon Joe, we have no protection, and they literally made this to where then we can't see it, and we think, the thing malfunctioned. Why is this important? Well, what if this is what's guiding our United States military's bombs, or your car, or GPS? That's what these things do, and China knows it. So they've taken the war, not on the ground again, but into the sky. And this is the arm right here that they 3D showed us in great detail. But what this does is it picks up bomb after bomb and then installs them into the after thrusters of our satellites. So that's phase one. They got a claw one that'll move it out, then they'll put a clone one in. Now, this is how we know about it. And there's this junkyard of stuff out there that China has collected, just like our ocean, because everything they build doesn't last. Putin went up and shot down one of his satellites to test to see if he had the technology with his Kandar, and he did. Now, as that satellite came crashing down to Earth, it hit Xi Jinping's CubeSats by accident or maybe purpose, who knows? We don't have that Russian intel. But a lot of UFO enthusiasts picked it up. They're like, look at all these things flickering in outer space, right in low altitude. Well, they were the CubeSats that were getting burnt up from the Russian satellite that hit them. But it put us on high alert as far as, holy cow, look what Xi Jinping is doing. So this is why I've got to let you know about it. Nobody else is talking about it. I believe this is the new war that we're fighting. I think Xi Jinping's looking back at all these ground games, and all these ground games are just ways in which wicked companies and corporations like the United States of America Incorporated, combined with Russia Incorporated, is profiteering off of the war down there in Israel or Africa. Why do I say that? Look, they're all either AK-47s or M16s. So all those munitions were either provided by Uncle Sam or Mother Russia. This is what we got looking on with like Starlink and how it compares with Xi Jinping's program. We need to get into outer space more. So Elon Musk is really doing the only thing that can barely compete with Shandong and all of these missiles that are going into outer space every 4 days under the CCP. He's saying he's doing a lot of testing. He's not. He's topographically mapping the United States, our bases, and everything else. This is Xi Jinping. I think he's going to be moving our satellites or cloning our satellites. Then, we are under high alert. And then our government, I believe, is completely paid off, where they not only allow them to steal our inventions, but to flood our borders. And who are these Chinese people that are coming over here by the hundreds of thousands? Are they following the American dream, or are they going to take us out? So any place that we have United States missile silos in any of those states, we need to examine all the corporations that have purchased those properties to see where the money has come from. And we can't have any of those entities using people like Bill Gates as straw men to buy supposed farmland within 20 miles of a United States missile silo base. Am I correct? This is an interest of national security. So we need to inspect everybody that's bought a farm, every corporation that has at least in North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, and Colorado and Nebraska. We have those 3 squadrons we need to take care of. And we can't have the Chinese infiltrating or hacking or even stealing the satellites out of the sky on top of us. And that's exactly what they're doing while we got Jackwagon Joe in office, because you might as well have Manchurian candidate Obama 2.0 in there right now. Our borders are wide open. We need to get all of our kids back from Syria immediately. So that's what's going on, and I want you to know that this is major news that's going on right now, because these wars are happening. Am I still on with everybody? Just kind of wondering. So Shandong is happening, and these missile systems are going up left and right. And as such, we need to protect ourselves, and we need to not look at the smoke screen, which is black versus white, Christian versus Islam. No, we've got a bigger animal that we're looking at, and that's Xi Jinping ready to take us out with the AI supercomputer in outer space. And what scares me more than anything is it makes me think of the movie The Terminator, because the computers kind of broke down and went rogue and started taking us out. Well, everything from China breaks. That's why there's a whole bunch of crap floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and outer space already. And I just want you to think about the fact that they have an armed computer system of CubeSats up there, 35 to 38,000 of them, with an artificial intelligence system that's just geared to go after human beings. And somehow Biden, Trump, everybody has liked this guy or done business with him. He's a straight dictator. He needs to be recognized by a dictator as a dictator. And Trump, we need to go after all these people. We need to go after everybody that has been infiltrated, whether it's Smartmatic or Dominion, because they've been stealing votes. They've been taking advantage of us, and they've been taking